Hey, what's up, guys? Do a little bit of an audio check, and we will get started. I'm going to pull up my other chat. Just the usual things before we get started, and wait for that to pop up here. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. There we go. Let me turn myself down. Nothing cringier than hearing your own damn voice. I don't even watch my own videos just because of that. It's freaking creepy, man. Anyways, all right, so I heard myself come through the other screen, so I'm assuming that audio is good. Waiting for some people to get in here. Sipping back some of this water before we get started. So hopefully everybody had a good week. It's been interesting, that's for sure. As you guys know, archery season starts tomorrow. Pretty excited about that. Just a heads up, if I have to leave at any point during the stream for a couple minutes, it's because I'm doing my pre-opening day ritual, which is drink as much coffee as I can in the afternoon in hopes that I'll take a massive shit so I don't have to take one in the morning while I'm in the tree. Because anybody's ever hunted knows the worst thing in the world is having to take a dump while you're in the woods. And since I'm going to be in a saddle this year, I just can't drop acorns like I usually do. So anyway, welcome to the live stream. Audio is good. Let's go ahead and get started. So if you have any questions, feel free to put those in the comment section. If we usually takes a little while for people to get in here. All those productive people are usually late and asking questions. So yeah, we'll get started here in just a second. Announcements. Let's see. I got coral in for the new tank. I spent 4 hours yesterday cutting up zoas. Got a lot in there. They're going to heal a little bit. And then I should start putting them up next week. I'll just add the tab to the website. Just be soft corals, and I'll put that stuff in there, and then I'll do WYSIWYGs and crap like that. But yeah, pretty good. Had an interesting time. I had to go back to Home Depot. I had to get some PPE for my eyeballs and my hands, because you guys know that zoas are not the safest coral to be fragging, and I haven't done it in literally a year. So that was fun. Had an interesting time. It just took forever. It's definitely not like cutting sticks, but it was good. Anyway, yeah, start adding your questions. Let me turn my phone down a little bit here. Update-wise, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, not really. People are putting in 3D printed orders. That stuff's going out a lot quicker now. So if you were waiting, you can go ahead and put them in now. Even though I am going to be gone hunting, orders will still go out as usual, and printing will still go on. So don't worry about that. Anyway, let me just scroll back up and we'll get started here. How's it going? Any tips for setting up a frag tanks? Noah, watch my videos, man. No, I'm just kidding. It depends. Are you trying to add it to a main display? Are you setting up a separate system like I just did this week, or technically last week? I don't always update my social media or update videos in a timely manner, so sometimes things are older than they appear. But yeah, so it depends. It depends on if you're setting up. If you're just adding it to a main display, just follow my directions. If you're making a new tank, follow those directions. Just too many details to get into to dive into it. Yeah. How would you add live or dry rock to an established system? I would cure it first. I would put it in a bin, do the usual procedures. That way you can build up the beneficial bacteria in that rock, but also more importantly the beneficial, I guess we call it a film. It's a bacterial film on the rock that helps kind of repel algae and stuff like that from taking hold. So curing your rock prior is always a good idea. If you can't, then try to keep it out of the light. So maybe throw it in the sump for a couple months and then put it up into the main display. That's always, if you have the room, that's always a good option. Don't put it in your refugium, because the macroalgae will attach itself to that and it might take hold in the main display. So just keep that in mind. Okay, I heard you mention before that you have a large pod population due to frequently phyto feedings. From what I could tell, your tank doesn't have any fish that require them as food sources. That is correct. I do not have any fish that eat pods, and I have so many pods that they completely cover, depending on the acro, they will completely surround an Acropora until like you can't tell what color it is. There's that many pods in this system. I was thinking about getting a mandarin a while ago. I just haven't gotten one, and I probably won't be adding any more fish until we rebuild the system. So yeah, I got a lot of pods. I don't dose as much phyto as I used to just because I've been selling a ton of it. It's always out of stock, and actually it's not out of stock right now, but it will be, I'm sure, before the end of the week. Well, technically the end of this coming week. But I don't dose it as much as I used to, just because I'm just selling it to not be able to put any to the side for myself. But it's all right. Do you feel you get any benefit out of the pod population, or just part of the ecosystem? I feel they do a good job cleaning up detritus. I wouldn't say detritus, but in general, algae and stuff like that. They seem to do a pretty good job. I mean, they're not going to go in there like a hermit crab or anything, but they're actively on the glass. You can see where they build up and where they are cleaning the glass. So yeah, they're a part of the system. I think they're beneficial. I mean, that's about as much as I could tell you on that. Can't wait. Heading to South Carolina for a hunt on the 12th. Yeah, I can't. I can wait. I just know that it's public land, man. You can plan all year long, and then some joker will come walking right underneath your tree stand. Not this year though. Calling your ass out. If I see you walking anywhere near me, I'm calling your ass out ahead of time, man. You ain't. Nope, not doing it. Some idiot walked underneath my tree last year, and I didn't say anything. I was just like, dude, you didn't see me here? You didn't see all this orange? You didn't see me? Come on. The dude's walking around with a crossbow like fucking Bundy, man. I think he's going to do something. No, you ain't doing shit. But anyway, moving down. What's up, guys? Welcome to the live stream. Appreciate y'all being here. Questions. Put them in the comment section, and we'll try to get through these. I don't know how long the stream is going to be. Probably my usual hour, depending on what's going on, depending on the current state of taking a dump and how hungry I feel like getting between now and 9 o'clock. So we'll see. Moving down. I have my Aquamars lights about 14 inches off the water. If I were to add 4 T5 bulbs to it, would 14 inches be too high for them? Yeah, I think that's a little too high. I try to stay under 12 inches on that. But you're going to have to see. You're going to have to see what the spread is. It's going to depend on the reflectors, what setup you have for T5s. There's more factors involved. There are people out there who have their T5s higher, but they probably have better reflectors. So it's going to depend on how much money you drop in the setup and kind of what you get in general. But yeah, it's a little higher than I would prefer, but it'll still work. I'm sure you'll get something out of it. Glenn's in the house. What's up, man? What's up, my aquarium show from Texas? Never been there. Heard good things. Oh, what are you going hunting for? Deer. Yep. I got 4 doe and a buck tag to fill this year. And tonight it's supposed to, it was like 70 today, something like that. It's supposed to drop down to 43 at 4 a.m. And I'll be in the tree by 5 a.m. And so the buck or the deer should be coming off that field. The crops are still there, so they should be coming off the field, coming through this pinch point bright and early, hopefully. And so we'll see. We'll see what we get. I'm not hunting for. I know there's a big 12-pointer out there, but I'm not going for him necessarily. I just go to fill the freezer, man. The biggest deer I see on the pack is going to get smoked, and as long as you got at least 3 points on one side, you're a legal buck. And if you're not a skinny, scrawny thing, you're going to be lunch, bro. Actually, you're going to be Taco Tuesday. Scroll all the way down. Yo, Travis, got all my 3D printed items. Looks good. Appreciate it. Hey, no problem, Glenn. I'm glad I was able to turnaround time on those prints are doing pretty good. I'm telling you, the best investment I made so far for the printers was buying more printers. Having the 11 here is just essentially the farm just makes life 1,000 times easier. It's just really nice. So I'm glad I did that. I'm going to click here. What size and brand of heater do you recommend for a water box 226? I live in California, 220 gallon total tank. I think I answered this last week. I might have. Or at least a similar question. I use the Phoenix heaters that do not have a built-in thermostat, and I use the Apex to turn them on and off. Size-wise, I think it's like 3 watts per gallon or something like that. I forgot. There's a chart out there for it. I'm probably not the best person to ask. I have 1,000 watts on 500 gallons, and I have 0 issues keeping the temperature where it needs to be. Fluctuations are very, very minimal. I guess it's 450 gallons now. I shrunk it. Remember, I took that tank off last week. So, but yeah, just you can Google the calculator on that if you want to get the exact amount. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit extra. Just keep an eye on the wattage and the amps that it's going to be pulling to, depending on how close you are to breaking or popping the breaker. Trust me, I know. Anyways, I've been dosing pods, but still not seeing them. Tank's only 4 months old. With dry rock, do I need more time for pods? Yeah, just wait, man. I wouldn't overthink it, dude. Just add pods, 6 months in or so. I know you already started. Add them every once in a while. Keep the tank nutrients where they should be. I wouldn't overthink it. Having pods and not having pods, it's not the end of the world unless you have something like a goby or Mandarin goby that needs, needs the food source. I wouldn't sweat it, man. What kind of zoas did you get? Common or high? I don't know. I spent a lot of money on them. So, I spent like $500 on zoas the other day. I guess it's enough money. It's not a lot of money, but it's enough money for zoas. Consider the fact I haven't sold them in forever. Got a lot of frags so far. I think I got like 300 frags so far, and I still got 2 colonies to cut up. Of course, I got some Recordias. I got some Duncans. I got some Star Polyps. Some of you guys were asking for that stuff. And a lot of zoas. So I don't know what they are. And I'm probably just going to sell them regardless if they're high end or low end. I just got to make my money back and make some profit. So if I got some higher end ones, I'm still going to sell them relatively cheap. Most frags are going to be like $15-20. I don't really care about that stuff. I'm just trying to get you guys what you need. As long as I make my money back and of course make money on it, I don't care about the price. I know that pisses off some people, but pound sand, dude, I don't give a shit. Moving down. What lighting system do you recommend? Kessel A360X, Radions. Radion T5s. That's what I like. That's my style, man. I love it. Moving down. Oh, hope all is well. Great frag rack you made. It's amazing with the 3D printer. Yeah, rack's pretty good. It's funny, man. All the people that come out like, man, you should have put holes in the side. The fish can't swim through. Come on, guys. You think I'm not planning ahead? There's plenty of room. I think there's like 2 inches behind the frag rack. The fish comes through, even swims through the frag rack space. Detritus buildup is not an issue with 2 power heads in that tank. That's not a problem. I need to have them the way they are so they will sink. Even with 100% infill, if you just don't, the egg crate itself doesn't just sink magically. It needs something. So having the blocks themselves be kind of bulkier and heavier allows them to sink as long as there's no air trapped inside. So it worked out great. I did add them to the website. Some people, I got a couple emails saying, hey, the prices are too high. Guys, the prices have to stay there simply because the amount of filament it takes plus the time's a big deal when it comes to printing these. As I said before, the 2 sides with the 6 blocks, that took 19 hours a piece, and then 48 hours or so for the single one in the middle. So the time is what you're paying for essentially. Of course, the materials are involved in that, but I can't have a printer designated for 4 days worth of printing for $20, man. That doesn't even cover the electricity. So that's where I'm coming from on that. I do not crossbow hunt. I do compound bow. We don't associate with crossbow hunters. Shit's weak, man. I'm just kidding. No, I don't shoot a crossbow. I think I shot one once in my whole life, and it was not fun. It's cheating, man. Compound bow or get the out. All right, moving down. Yeah, guys, remember, hit the thumbs up because that instant gratification is all I need. Matter of fact, I'll give myself a thumbs up because, well, why not, man? So, thumbs up, por favor. Okay, here we go. How do you feel about cyano? Oh, well, I don't really have many thoughts on it. My SPS seems to push it out of the way. Do you ever use ChemiClean? Thoughts? Well, I do not use any chemicals when it comes to removing algae or bacteria such as cyano. So I would not use the ChemiClean. People have done it and done fine, but not something I play games with on fully stocked SPS tanks. Now, when it comes to having cyano, you obviously have excess phosphates coming from somewhere. So find the source for phosphates and remove it. Start with your water and work your way in. But you shouldn't have cyano. I know excess phosphates is going to, you probably, honestly, the cyano is probably growing and you're not getting shit for a reading on your phosphates. But trust me, you do have excess, but the cyano is taking care of it for right now. Just get it under control. Manual removal, excess flow, and get your phosphates down. All right, moving up. Yeah. My cup drop. Yeah, I get that, man. I'm gonna be up early. I'd be lucky if I go to sleep tonight. I usually don't sleep well the night before opening day. After that, I'll sleep fine, and I'll probably crash in the tree since it's going to be a pretty long day, depending on if I tag out early. We'll see. It's public, so. What's up, Travis? I'm here. We can get started now. All right, Tim. Welcome. Oh, okay. Thoughts on phosphates in acro coloration? Current at level 0.15. Well, your level's fine. I wouldn't mess with that. Of course, all coloration on SPS is determined not only by stability with alkalinity and that kind of stuff, general water parameters, but your nutrients. Your nutrients definitely play a big role in the coloration in SPS coral, more particularly in your case, acros. You want to stay within a good range. So right now, a 0.07 to 0.15 is recommended for phosphates, and then I've mentioned this before, nitrates 3 to 5 ppm. As long as you're within those ranges, you're good. Now you can go higher, you can go lower, but I find that that's a pretty happy medium and been successful long term with that. So I would consider doing that. I could use a deer taco. Yeah, you're telling me, man. I didn't have it this week. Trying to just kind of get ready for the weekend. So I didn't want to get all hyped up on deer taco. But yeah, so anyways, just make sure you're fine with that. I would consider, make sure your nitrates are where they should be, but yeah, you're good, man. Won't worry about it. How can I convert a wet, dry sump into a refugium? Well, it depends on the sump. You can see, I don't know, it drains from the bottom, right? So you're going through all that wet, dry media and it drains through the bottom to the next section. You'd have to find a way to have a section stay full, or you can trap the macroalgae, essentially. So, I mean, I don't know what sump you have, but that's what I would do. Or just buy a new sump. But, yeah. Or build an external refugium. That's always something you do. Tomorrow and Sunday will consist of plumbing the 2,000 gallon. Any suggestions? Well, you should have figured out how you were going to plumb it before today. Add unions so you can disconnect, basic things that you have it connected to, even to the sump, just in case you got to remove the sump, put a union there so you can pop that some bitch out. Make sure if you're using flow meters, make sure that shit's tight, because it will leak. And yeah. Make sure you use PVC glue. There you go. And test fit and then glue. Don't glue as you go and figure it out. Just put the entire system together, dry, and then take it apart piece by piece and glue it. That's the best way to go about it. Upgraded a 3-year-old Reef 55 to a 150. Used macro rock that was cured. Getting a cat urine smell. No cats in the house. No ammonia, nitrates or nitrites. Is the rock first time using macro? Okay. Is it the rock? Well, I've never heard of that before. It was cured. Now, are you curing it again, or is it just the smell that's now coming out of your tank? And do you have a cat? You might want to check the cat if you got one. No, I know you said no cats in the house. Whatever. I can't read, by the way. But do you got any cats sneaking in your house? You got secret cats coming in, dropping stuff over here. I'm not sure. I've never used that rock before. The only way you're going to find out is if you remove the rock, put it in a brute trash can, and then just have it run as is. And if it starts smelling like that, then yeah, there's probably something in the rock. But no, I've never heard of that. I wish I could help you out. But that's what I would do. If you're able to take it out of the tank, you're definitely going to find out if you have it in a separate container and it starts smelling, and then the tank doesn't smell anymore. Yeah, so you might want to look into that. I have a 1K heater on a 120. Nothing wrong with that. I'm starting a 180 gallon. Can I take my 60 pounds of Fiji rock, start the tank, then add 89 pounds of dry rock I have cycled after the fact? Dry rock has only been cycling for about a month. Yeah, you can do that. Yep, you can start with that tank. Just, of course, when you're transitioning rock from one tank to another, understand there will be some die-off while the rock is exposed to the air. Now, of course, it might not be a ton of die-off, but just monitor your nutrients and the feeding and the ammonia and everything when you transfer it over with the fish and all that stuff. Just make sure you're not overfeeding her. At least don't go back to your original routine right away. Start slow. That way the beneficial bacteria has a chance to build and repopulate before you start slamming it. Now, when it comes to adding the other rock, just make sure it's cured for a few months, and then, add it to the tank. You should be fine with that. Smart move. It's like you were kind of listening to me. No. Good deal, though. You're doing the right thing. Digitata just don't do well in my tank. Have other SPS and Acro doing well. Tried several and all slowly close up over a couple weeks. Any ideas? Do you have too much light in the tank? I mean, Digitata can handle quite a bit of light, but I usually keep mine around 200, 250. I don't have much of it going up past that. Now, there is a little bit in the 300 that kind of sneaked its way up to about 400, and it's not as happy, I would say, but it's still growing. So you might have too much light. I'm a yawn over here. Oh, so bitch. Got some water, too. So, yeah, you might have too much light. Digitata is really easy to grow. And, I mean, if you're already growing other Acros and other SPS are doing fine, then the only thing I can think of is it's just too much light. That's it. Or you got something picking at it. Here's a question for you. You don't happen to have any other Montipora in the tank that are closing up or not doing well, or just in general? Because there might be a small chance that you got in Montipora eating Nudibranch, which you can see them at night with a flashlight at the base of the coral. But there is, if they're just closing up and dying off like that, there might be a chance that you have Nudibranch in the tank and they're chewing on the Montipora, since it is Montipora digitata. Fuck, I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe am I gonna sneeze? Nope. You guys missed out on a treat. When I sneeze, it's like 14 times in a row until my eyeballs pop out. And then so I would check and see. Maybe you have something going on in there. If that's the only coral that seems to be dying off, I mean, Montipora eating Nudibranch aren't going to eat just regular Joe Acropora. They focus on hence Montipora. So consider looking into that. And if you do, then just rip all the Monty out of the tank and don't have any for quite a while and let that shit go away. Moving down. Hey, Travis, received my 3D order a couple days ago. Everything looks good. Thanks. I have quite a collection of your 3D printed parts. So, hey, man, I appreciate the support on that. Definitely do. Any pointers on how to turn my kids into YouTube stars? Need them to support hobby. I don't know. I'm not a YouTube star, so I can't tell you. I just make YouTube videos and I sell coral. And now apparently I sell 3D printed stuff, but I'm definitely not the person to ask for that. I would say, I guess the best thing for kids is what? If they talented at all? I mean, they got to have some kind of talent. So if you're looking for your kids to support your hobby, so yeah, I mean, if they're talented, have them do something. If they can play piano well or something crazy like that, good gamer or whatever, that's probably a good option. But YouTube's a dying platform, so maybe not the best platform to reach out on. And if you are going to start a channel, and this goes for everybody, if you are going to start a YouTube channel, make sure you also start that channel on other platforms, just because, someday this platform will be gone. I'm assuming keeps leaning left so much. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. Moving down. Hey, thank you, Travis. I want pause because I want a Mandarin. Yeah, so just take your time on that, Phil. You'll be good. Philly, you'll be good, man. Just don't rush it. It takes time. Tank has to be mature, or at least somewhat mature, to support pod life. So just give it time. It will come. That's what she said. So I want to say this too. I'm going to do some testing here. I know you remember I showed you guys the pH levels in my tank. They drop down really low, like 7.7 at night. So we're going to be building a DIY, and this is going to happen here in a few weeks, hopefully, CO2 scrubber for the Niles Quantum 300. So we're going to build it from scratch, and I'll show you guys the whole process. It should be pretty easy, and we'll see what the results are. We'll see if it helps. I figured I'd just point that out because it just popped in my head. Moving down. Actually, because this guy said skimmer. Should I undersize my skimmer if I want to use packs? I don't know what the hell that shit is. Let me look it up real quick. I don't know what that is. See, every time I put P in, can you guys guess what that sends me to? Some bitch broke my damn bone cutters the other day. Let me see what this is. Oh, macroalgae reactor. I mean, I like to oversize my skimmer. It's not for sale here. Okay, but I see what it says by the title. I like to oversize my calcium reactor because then you can always dry skim if you want. But say your bio load changes down the road and you want, a little bit more bio load, then or you have a little bit more bio load, you can, always crank up the skimmer a little, do a little bit more wet skimming versus dry skimming. But yeah, just rate it for double the size of the reef tank, and then you can still add the macroalgae. It's not going to be a big deal. Oh, I'm not going to be mean yet. Nope. We're not. We're going to have good vibes in this live stream. Not going to be mean to anybody, even though you deserve it. Moving down. We already answered this guy's stuff. Hey, Travis, loved the stream. Very informative and entertaining. Questions. Any tips on killing aptasia and happy hunting this season? Well, there's a few options. The cheaper option, which has worked, which can, it's still up in the air on the results. People say, it worked fine for me, but the aptasia wand worked fine. Catch the particles that are floating around. I've never really had any issues with that. Like I said, it did work. But if you just want to skip all the bullshit and you want it to work and get rid of them once and for all, then get yourself some Nudibranch. What is it? What the hell is that? Reeftown.com sells them. I've sent a bunch of people there. They should fucking pay me for the amount of people I send their way. You can order them from them, and just get a bunch of them. And they're expensive, but just get a bunch of them, and just take care of the problem once and for all. If you want to skip all the baloney. All right. So good luck with that. And thanks for the support. Oh, crap, man. I scrolled all the way down. Now I don't know where I was. This is fun. Give me a second. Let me scroll back up. Usual StreamYard issues. I got to find another platform. It works a little bit easier. Crap, man. Now I can't figure out what the hell it was. Y'all just keep texting or putting stuff in the comment section, jack my shit up. All right, this is as close as I think I was. Jason, I like the Hannah tray you did with all three, but we'll soon have the nitrate checker. Do you think you tray with 5 spots out cows before nitrate? Yeah, I can do that. Let me write that down. I just ordered that nitrate checker today, for the sake of you all keep asking about the damn thing, what my thoughts are, and I can't give you my thoughts on it if I don't use it. So let me write that down, man. I'll come up with a tray. Once that gets in, I'll make one that holds all of them. Let's just have to see where I can put all the reagent. I just have to look into that. I might have to make it on my bigger printer, which is fine because I got plenty of room there. So make 5 slot, not slut. Here we go. 5 slot Hannah. Okay. Yeah, when that comes in, man, I'll work on it. As you guys know, with the hunting season coming up, it all depends. There's a lot of things that are set in the back burner. Like extra projects and extra things that I plan on doing, I'm just not doing because I'm not going to be around. But that could all change. I can go out and fill all my tags in a week, which it probably won't. I don't foresee that ever happening. But if I do, then obviously things will go back to normal sooner. Now, so that's just that basically what I'm saying is that's just going to take a little bit for me to do. Super chat from Rogue Darren. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate the super chat. And if you guys want to support the channel and be, part of the end screen, I got the scrolling credits. That's the only thing that's left on the join button. As I mentioned before, I removed the Q&A and the extra content because I wasn't able to keep up with it. But if you want to be on the scrolling credits and you want to support the channel, it's like 99 cents a month. And I can add your name or whatever you want to the ending of all the videos. So for those of you who are asking, moving down, please don't scroll all the way down. Okay. Recently I've noticed 2 of my bird's nest corals polyps are not out as much. The tips have polyps on, but geez, why the hell is it doing on? But they going white, not growth. All right. Corals or acros are super happy. Any idea? NO3P are showing 0. Well, right there. If your nitrates and phosphates are 0, then that's a problem. So you need to get your nitrates and phosphates back up to an appropriate range. You never want to hit 0. I was going to interject some political stuff in that, but I don't feel like getting flagged. So, never go 0. And if you guys are you guys probably know what I'm referring to. Anyways, why is my tank full of SPS frags consuming elk and mag, but not calcium? I don't know. It is using calcium. It has to. I don't know what your method of dosing is. That might be something you want to consider looking into. maybe your dosing methods or amounts are off. But yeah, it's going to consume calcium. It has to. It has to. Where can I buy Fiji rock? Google, www.google.com, and then whatever pops up underneath that. I have a fish 3 days into, I guess, quarantine. Will not eat. Any suggestions? You can consider doing. I do have a video on it. It's like a homemade garlic, like juice. You want to call it that? I have gotten stubborn fish to eat with a little bit of that on the food. Or you can just go to the fish store and buy flake food that has garlic already into it. But yeah, you can try that. Also, 3 days isn't very long. Fish can go much longer without eating. Is its stomach sunken? Is it bloated? I mean, does it seem like it's got it damaged? Is there extra stress? I mean, how was the shipping process? How was your acclimation process? I'm freaking can't even speak English. So, there's so many different factors that contribute to stress for new fish. 3 days isn't anything. If it comes down to like 2 weeks, then yeah, you got a freaking problem. But try different foods, mysis, whatever. Just try different foods. Yeah, that would be my suggestion for you. Any tips on growing corals fast? What's your main secret to growing secret to fast growing corals? Well, I used to watch shit. Gotta stop myself. I'll just say all this awesome advice on YouTube, man. That's how I learned it. Nope. I told you guys I had to stop myself from getting into shit. I'm just gonna nope, not gonna do it. Yeah, what's my secret to fast growing corals? I don't know. Don't be a shitbag. I don't know. Just do your research. Take your time. Make sure your water parameters are stable. Make sure your lighting par is where it should be. There's not just one factor that contributes to fast coral growth. It's minor and micronutrients. It's nutrient levels in general, flow, lighting, temperature, alkalinity, all that kind of stuff. It all plays a role in consistency. You want to have stable parameters. So we'll leave it at that, though. All right. Good luck. Big cloud of white in the tank. What is the big cloud? Oh, okay. What was the big? I had to read that twice. I was like, "What are you talking about, man?" What was the big cloud of white in the tank a moment ago? Well, it was the power head sucking air in. It was going through a burst, or I guess a burst mode of flow, and then it was just sucking in water or air from the top, bubbles. Question, do you know if the white spots from ick is from the parasite entering the fish or leaving the fish? I read that some heard that nerd paper that it was leaving. Just wondering what your experience is. Okay, so when the ick parasite is actually picked up through the gills, so that's where it's going to come in. So the fish is going to breathe, the parasite's going to fly into their gills or swim into their gills. They're not flying, and then it will go through the whole process. And when it's on the body is when it's about to fall off. So those white spots, that's where it's about to fall off. And then it will fall, the crystal itself will fall to the bottom of the tank. It will go into a dormant phase, and then it will hatch. And all these microscopic little shit tards of ick are going to float around and swim into the gills and start the process over again. Some fish show signs, some fish don't. But if one fish has ick, they all have it, period. So that's my thoughts and my experience. Shit. I want to scroll all the way down. Damn, 2,000 gallon. You better plan for a plumber on that one side. Yeah, 2,000 gallon tank's nice. It's real nice. I love it. If I could, I guess we'll see. We'll see. Who knows what I'm going to get? No one knows. I don't even know because I haven't got there yet. All right. Current thoughts on micro bubbling. You mean bubble scrubbing? Is that what you mean? Pros and cons, how often? So I guess that's what you mean, bubble scrubbing. I just do it whenever I do a water change, which right now I do a water change like once every freaking 3 months. I just did one yesterday, finally, because I had to get some detritus out of the tank. And the only reason why I am doing water changes not that often is because with the amount of coral I ship, you guys heard this 1,000 freaking times, I ship so much coral that I essentially do a water change every single day. So I don't really get to do big ones without bottoming out my nutrients. So anyway, I would just do it during a water change every other week. It's fine. You get the water level down in the tank, get the bubbles going, get the mucus and slime from the corals. Do it for about 20 or 30 minutes. and then let that slime float to the top, skim it off through the filter socks or whatever you got to do, and then go from there. Or you can do it every day. It doesn't matter. I mean, I did it every day for a while on the 125. Didn't notice any difference from that tank to this tank, doing it only once a month or so. But yeah. Yeah, this guy's right. Yeah, cat urine is mostly ammonia, so I would check that out. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, maybe the rock isn't cured. Maybe there is a spike in the ammonia. Hopefully there's no fish in that tank. That might be a problem. Not right now, but like 2 weeks from now might be a problem when the fish gives out. Anyways, a friend of mine gave me a small home wrecker frag. Here's me trying my best not to kill it. Any tips on Acro? Yeah, you should have learned that shit before you took the frag. But I mean, if he gave it to you, and you didn't have to blow the dude or give him any money, then yeah, I mean, it's kind of an expensive experiment for you. So yeah, I mean, I don't have any tips. I don't have any tips. Your tank should have been good before you got it, man. That's about all I can give you on that. Let me scroll on my other chat, see what kind of shit's going on over there. Nip it in the butt. Okay. Really can't. I'm not going to be mean. Okay. Moving down. Hey, thanks, man. I've been listening and live. Love your show. Thank you. Nope. Appreciate it, Matt. Appreciate it. Let me get there. I'm getting caught up. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section. We're probably going to peace out when stuff calms down. We're trying to do like 45 minutes tonight. So if you got any more questions, put them in there. Okay. I had 2 colony of encrusting Monties randomly go downhill. Traced it down to RODI being made. Had chloramines in it. Yeah, that makes sense. Adding chloramine filter to RODI on it. All Monties are healed up. Yeah, you just got to get that out of the tank. I think there was a YouTuber that had a dirty ass RODI and then nope, not going down that route. Yeah. So yeah, make sure. I mean, that's the starting source. If you're having issues with excess nutrients or issues with your tank, check your RODI system. And if you don't have one, then you better get one and stop getting water from wherever you're getting it from. Because I couldn't count the amount of times I've talked to clients or Skype calls and all that kind of stuff that I do. People that are getting water from the local fish store and come to find out that water is destroying their tanks, and they've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this water, which is just causing them to spend more money to fix the tank. So yeah, just make your own damn water. It just fixes it just removes a whole variable from the equation. So just make your own damn water. Greetings from Germany. I've been to Germany. I was there for a week, something like that. We were there when we were going to Afghanistan. We went to Germany. I got so fucking drunk in Germany. But yeah, that was fun. But yeah, greetings. I don't understand anything you guys are saying, but hey, we all speak the same language when it comes to alcohol. By the way, I'm not an alcoholic. I think I've drank maybe 5 times in my entire life. Maybe. I'm not a big fan of it. Let's see here. There you go. Hey, Travis, I watched your algae scrubber whole video and enjoyed it. What's your opinion on ATS and lowering water parameters? Is there a better option? ATS, is that like a special algae scrubber? I know I've seen that term before. I'm going to look that shit up. Better not be askthetits.com. Or wait, that would be the other way around. You know, whatever. Algae scrubber. There we go. Let me look it up here. Oh, okay, I see what you got going on. Googling things on the fly. I'm looking at this now. All right, cool. I mean, it makes sense. You guys know that I've had my only experience in algae scrubber was with 302 Aquatics, and it wasn't a good experience for many reasons. So you can watch those videos and find out. Which, by the way, I still got to get with Amazon to have them pull that shit. Yeah, so I'm more of a refugium guy, okay? But if you're doing well with an algae scrubber, or you've seen the video and you enjoyed it and you want one, it's worth a shot. I just prefer the macroalgae growing in the refugium. My personal opinion. I don't have enough experience with an algae scrubber. I know that I've done the algae reactor. That was fine. It worked out good. But when it comes to the scrubber itself, I have minimal experience. I've made one, it worked fine when I used it, and then of course the one that I used from 302 was fine. But you know, I don't have enough information to give you to recommend anything other than what I've used. Okay, I have low calcium 270 and my ALK is 12. Best way to fix that? Yeah, whatever the fuck you're doing to make it that bad. Is your salt that bad? So, okay, guys, if you have parameters that are this whack, the first thing you want to do is get a second opinion on those parameters. That means whatever you're testing, find another method of testing to confirm it. Because if this number is correct, right, you're going to fix it, right? But if it's not correct and you're making major adjustments, because we're going from 270 and you say you're at 470, but it's saying 270 because your test kit took a shit. And then you start trying to increase those levels based on that low reading without double checking, you're going to have some problems. So first thing to do is double check not only the 12, but double check the 270. Next thing you want to do is test your salt. All right. Is your salt that bad in the box? If it is, then get different salt. And then if it is the salt, move to a brand that's better. I use Fritz Blue Box. Test the salt. You always, whenever you open up a new box of salt and you make your first batch of water, always test your parameters on that new batch because it gives you an idea of what the box is going to be. Also, make sure you mix the salt in the bag or the bucket before you make your first batch because you don't know how long it's been sitting. Those are just kind of basic things. And then, so test to make sure your salt, if your salt is shit and it's that bad, throw it away, get yourself some good salt, and then do 30% water changes on the tank every couple days for the first week or two to help kind of rebalance the system. That would be your best bet. Now, if it's not your salt and it's not your test kits and you're actually at 270 and 12 DKH, then you need to look at your dosing method. What are you doing to make it that? There's something going on. Fix that. So whatever that issue is. But other than, I guess, that, I can't really give you any more information because I need more information. So if you go through all that stuff, and you are within the United States, consider, or actually I can do Skype anywhere, consider hitting me up after hunting season and we can kind of dial in a little bit more. But at least start there. All right, so good luck. That's all the free advice you're getting, Johnny. All the rest of that shit's going to be paid. I'm just playing. Not really. Anyways, never used the reactor. Niles torque reactors, never used it. I can't give you an opinion on it. Why the fuck did it scroll? Let me go back up. Okay, it was LUI Beats. Let me go back up to him in a second. All right, here we go. Any experience dealing with digitate hydroids? I don't know what the fuck that is. Let me Google it, man. It's not an STD, is it? Because if it is, I probably dealt with it. Fucking. Oh my god, I'm just fucking. I'm just kidding. I've only had AIDS. I've never had anything else, so I guess that's a plus, right? Digitate. This better not be a fucking porn site either. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad. I appreciate it, but I don't want to look at it now. Let's see here. Who's got these? Ooh, Malev's Reef's got some info on it. Of course he does. That motherfucker knows everything. Moving down, scrolling down. What is this? It looks like a little wiener. All right, I don't know what that is, but he's got a whole something on it. I'm not going to read through the whole thing. It says reef safe-ish. I don't know what that means. So just Google it, and Malev has some stuff on it, but I can't give you any information on it because I've never had it, and it just looks like a weird-looking rock penis. It's reef safe-ish. So he says. All right, moving on to the next question. Shit. Scroll down. Oh yeah. If you guys get offended by my swearing, fuck off. I don't know. I can't help you. I'm sorry. I got a horrible grammar. I'm illiterate. And I swear. So I'm just the typical American, I guess. Hope you like it. Anyways, 3D printing suggestion: Waterbox 2.75-inch filter cup and the Trident needle guide. Fortunately, had to buy from somewhere else a week, but just for a future. Yeah, I was thinking about making those. It's on my list. I've had them on there before. I'll add it again. A filter sock cup, 2.75-inch filter sock cup, and the needle guide. Yeah, I know. Give me some time. There's always, it's just a pain getting all that stuff done, but I'll consider working on that soon. Hammer and frog spawn care tips. Do not directly blast. Make sure your nutrients in their correct levels. Standard stuff like that, and just don't blast the colony with flow. You should be good. And then don't. And then frog spawn and hammers can be next to each other. Just keep the torches far, far away. You should be good to go. And you know what sucks, by the way, which just popped up on the bottom of my screen. Blizzard is not putting the Shadowlands out this month. What kind of shit is that, man? It's been the first time in 10 years that they delayed the expansion. That's cool. It's just going to take a whole month off killing deer and playing video games. So fuck that up. Why don't you? Anyways, moving down. Mark, hey, Travis, it's your boy, the common name. What? Mark. Oh, okay. From last week, I was like, what are you talking about? Hey, Travis, it's your boy with the common name. Anyways, how can you control film algae or algae in general while trying to get nutrients up? Film algae on the rocks or on the glass. If it's on the glass, just clean it off. If it's on the back glass and you can't clean it, get some snails. They'll take care of it. And then in general, you can get snails, turbo snails, stuff like that will take care of it on the rock. But you shouldn't be seeing algae if your nutrients need to go up. I mean, if you're seeing algae, your nutrients are already elevated slightly, and you're gonna see algae. So I'd consider kind of seeing how much algae you got going there, or go slower when increasing your nutrients. I mean, you're no rush, right? So yeah, I mean, go a little bit slower, and then just kind of let the tank adjust to the nutrient levels. But yeah, you can use a little bit of cleanup crew to kind of combat that while you're you're increasing nutrients. But understand, if you see algae, you usually have excess nutrients. So, and the thing is that if you have algae, then the algae is probably taking nutrients away from your coral. So it sucks because you have enough nutrients in the tank to support the algae, which would ideally be enough to support the coral, but your algae is growing instead, which is then using it up so your coral can't. So you got to get rid of it. Manual removal, or again, cleanup crew is always helpful. So, yep. Sucks, but it's part of reefing. It's actually a shitty part of reefing, and when you're dealing with dino too. And there's nothing worse than having dino and having a bunch of algae on a frag rack, and then you have your coral paling out with zero nutrients. You're like, wow, come on, man. Anything else you want to do today? Okay. What do you recommend for getting hair algae? Man, fucking throat's going. Hair algae off my zoofrags. Well, I don't know how much hair algae you got. I mean, you got a whole fro worth, or you just got a little bit? If you have a lot that you can kind of cut or manually remove, you can get in there with some scissors, cut it if it's that long, or you can get yourself some blue-legged hermit crabs. They do a pretty good job taking care of that stuff. But it's a Band-Aid, Dan. Cleanup crew is just a Band-Aid. It doesn't fix the problem. So you might want to even consider looking into the nutrient source. Again, go back to the water and work your way through that whole process. But if you have algae, it's coming from somewhere, excess nutrients somewhere. So you could find the source. Meanwhile, you can cut it with some scissors or throw in some emeralds to help out. But yeah. Oh, we're getting 47 minutes in. All right. Well, we're going to try to push this to an hour. We got the questions. And that's we'll push it for another 12 minutes or so. Yeah, we answered this question so far. Your mag is 13, so basically 1400. You could have just did 1400, man. You're trying to make me read extra numbers. Bring your magnesium up to 1450, and then kind of see if it starts to balance itself out a little bit. I know that I have a little bit of an issue when I'm below 1400, but yeah, they say 1350 to 1450. Just go up to 1450 and see what with your mag, and again, double check your parameters and see what you got going on there. Let's see. Scrolling down. All right. So, what is your favorite fish in a 300-gallon and why? Big Bertha, the big flamingi tang, and I kind of decided I am going to give her away when we relocate. I think I'm going to think. I almost farted with my mouth there. I think I'm going to see if the high school in Williamsport, which they do the frag swap, I'm going to see if they will take her for their big, 4,000, 5,000 gallon system, whatever they got going there. They got some pretty big flamingi tanks. I'll see if they'll take her, which would be pretty sweet. I think it's a he, actually. It's got the streamers coming in, little unicorn knob is poking out. So I think it's a he. But anyway, it's not like I can lift up his back fin and check it out. At least not currently. But yeah, so I mean, that's my favorite fish just because it's a big Bertha. he or she or Zims or oops, not going down that road. Whatever that fish is, it's just a great fish. It's big, it's fun, looks great in the tank. But I mean, like I mentioned before, I love pretty much every tang. I haven't seen a tang that I don't like. So yeah, I love tangs, man. I just lost my freaking spot. Oh god. Oh shit. I don't know where the heck I was. I gotta figure out. Give me a second. All right, I'll just start here. I think this is close enough. One question: do you leave a UV sterilizer on 24/7, or somebody else? I leave it on 24/7. It only turns off when I feed, and if I'm dosing by bacteria, I leave it off for up to 8 hours, or even sometimes I forget and I leave it off until the next day. But that's because I'm adding bacteria, and I want to keep that stuff alive in the tank as long as possible. And yeah, so I just leave it on 24/7. I don't really think about it too much. Reminds me, I got to remake that video soon. The update on the new UV sterilizer. I got to do that video. Thanks for reminding me, man. Means algae turf scrubber. Okay, that makes sense. ATS, yeah. I mean, I knew that in the back of my head somewhere when I was thinking about it, but yeah, I get it, man. Hey, Travis or Fish of Hex, just got a boatload of coral for free. About to frag most of it. How long should I worry about anything being out of water? Well, it depends on the coral. SPS, 10, 20 minutes, no problem. Depending on kind of how sensitive it is. If it's an expensive coral, try not to keep it out of the water too long. I find that the more expensive corals are usually ones that grow slower and are a little bit more sensitive, hence the price. And you don't want to be messing with that. But yeah, just keep it nearby. Do what you can within a reasonable amount of time, 10, 15 minutes, and then put the stuff back in the tank. If you're cutting big chunks of colonies, cut a chunk off, put the rest of the colony back in the tank, keep going. When it comes to aptasia eating nudibranchs, I have seen that they don't care for high flow and will not eat the ones in higher flow areas. Turn down the flow at night. Yeah, you don't want a lot of flow with aptasia eating nudibranchs, and you also want to make sure your fish are fed very well. Most of the time, you're going to get the nudibranchs they're going to be delivered in the morning, so you can't let them sit all day and then put them in the tank at night. Ideally, you want the lights off. So what I would do is I would feed the fish when the nudibranchs come in, feed them more than usual, keep them fat, healthy, happy at least, and then turn the lights off, turn the flow completely off, and then put them next to the. So you don't want to just dump them in the tank. You want to take them out one by one, and then put them next to the aptasia, leave the flow off, leave the lights off for the rest of the day, giving them plenty of time, even up to the night, for them to get into the rocks and hide. If you have wrasses, yeah, you definitely got to give it time, and then just have the lights turn on back in the morning, back to the normal schedule. That's what I would do. I'm gonna try to bust through these real quick, and then we'll let you guys go. Okay, Travis, I'm going to get an algae scrubber. Would you recommend the clear water, and what size for a tank? I don't know, man. I don't know enough about algae scrubbers. You got to see what they recommend. I can't give you any information on that. I don't know what the rest of this question was. Oh, okay. About the nudibranchs. Yeah. So previous answer. One quick question. My HANA pH tester shows 8.6 to 8.7. I hope the salt I'm using is not a problem. KWM Remix. I don't think that's going to be an issue. No, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Okay. What refugium light do you like and why? I use the Reef Brights on my current setup, but I have used the Home Depot 5K bulbs, grown a ton of macroalgae onto those. So hell of a lot cheaper too. So if you want to make your own light, go with those. I do have a couple videos on my refugium light. Just look up Fish of Hex Refugium on YouTube. You should find those videos. I've been very successful with cheaper $20 lights growing a ton of macroalgae. So okay, I'm using the TLF bio pellets with the Skims recirculating bioreactor on the lowest setting. The bio pellets are leaving dust everywhere. What is causing the dust, the white slime in the reactor? Okay. So what you want to make sure you do is the output of your biopellet reactor, regardless of what kind you have, has to go directly to the input of a skimmer. It has to. The skimmer needs to be able to pull that stuff in. I've done videos on this. Check out the 125. You're gonna be able to pull in the all the excess stuff that's coming off the biopellets. It's just part of the thing. When they tumble, you can even, you already have the lowest setting. Maybe try to make a lower. I don't know if you can. Hence, you already said the lowest setting. But yeah, it's natural for biopellet reactors. It's just one of those things. Even after skimming it off, you're still going to get this film inside your pumps and stuff. It's just part of having a biopellet reactor. So your pump maintenance on your return pump and stuff like that has to be more consistent, or it will eventually stop working. Ask me how I know. So yeah, just make sure that the biopellet reactor output that actually goes to the tank is going to the input or very close to the input of a skimmer. And then that should help a little bit. Yeah, so we're getting pretty close. Let me scroll down. My return pump Waveline DC 4000 is going out. A submersible pump do you recommend? Okay, so I don't know exactly what the flow rate and all that stuff is on that pump, but I've been very successful with the Jabo return pumps. I don't know if I'm going to use them for the new setup. I don't know, but I've been very successful with them. Their power heads blow, but and their dosing pumps suck. But their return pumps, for knock on wood, have been very, very good. I just put one that was on the original 125, 5 years ago. It's been 5 years or so. I just used that pump again on this new setup for the imported system. So they do work. So, consider doing that. Just find one equivalent to whatever you're using now. Okay, Travis, do you think the Tunzi 3181 Cheda reactor worth for a 65 gallon? I don't know what that is. Let me look it up real quick. I mean, I know it's a reactor. I don't know what the size recommendation is. Let me look. 3181. Okay, I see it. It doesn't say what it's. It looks cool. I'll give them that. Shit, hey. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, I don't know how much it is, but yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot. If you want to use the reactor, you can. If you don't have room for an external refugium or you don't have a refugium in general, yeah, give it a shot. I don't see any issues with it. Yeah. We're getting close to time. What type of rock do you use on your tanks? Right now, in the setup that I currently have, it's Pukani. I probably will not be using Pukani for the next build because I can't find it, so I'll just do dry rock for the next build, unfortunately. But unfortunately, they no longer have it, and I will not be bringing this rock with me, ever. What are the must-have HANA checkers? Well, I use HANA checker now for copper for quarantine tanks, alkalinity, and PO4. And now I got the nitrate coming, and I think there's one other one. I don't use the calcium one because I don't really test calcium. So, see here. This will be the last question for the night. If you guys, come next Friday for the rest of your questions. Hey, Travis. Hope everything is good. Wanted to ask you, when do you know an Acropora is getting too much light? I have a home wrecker. It is starting to whiten up and loses its fluorescence. Okay, yeah. So if it's growing towards the light, see, the thing is that usually corals grow towards the light and they're okay with the light because they're growing towards it. I think you might have something else going on. Double check your nutrients and stuff like that. But I mean, ideally, yeah, paling is part of the losing its fluorescence is part of having too much light. So consider double checking that. Just make sure the par is decent. I mean, if it was growing at one point and doing very well and it didn't grow 10 inches tall, then it's not getting too much light, I don't think. So yeah, double check your nutrients, and that would be my first route. So yeah, anyways, that's about it for the live stream. We went for an hour. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now, if you want to support the channel, head over to fishofhex.com, 3D printing, supplements, phytoplankton, coral, and yeah, that's about it. I will, I guess, I'm trying to think if I'll have any videos this week. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on how hunting goes. Anyways, that's about it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. And if you didn't get your question answered this week, come next week and ask then. All right. Peace.